What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Welcome to the Raid Digest, guys. Couple of things that I want to cover. Basically, we have this event going on as well, Hero's Path. Plus, we have some news from Plarium, which we're going to check in just a second. I really want to take your opinion on this event, Hero's Path. How do you guys feel about this event? We actually have a couple of things about the event in the news, so we're going to check that as well. Now, I've done a lot of champion training today in campaign. I got some gear from there. I got XP for leveling up champions, so I managed to get my sacred shard slowly. Probably I'm gonna do the rest as well, but just by gradually farming dungeons and stuff like this. I'm not gonna push on doing more campaign. Basically, it gives me around 50 points for a 6-star legendary gear if I'm farming dungeons. So that is quite a bit of farming to do. I think it's around 1,000 points for maxing 6-star champion from level 1 to 60, around 700 points or something like that for making a 6-star champion. So it's quite a bit of work involved in here. As usual, it's always better to make the food, prepare all the small things in order to get a lot of points. But if we're gonna go right here, guys, Raid Digest 2907, grouping player for events. This is the main thing that I want to cover in today's video. I really wanted to have a thing like this in the game for a very long time, and the reason for it is because it punishes the entire player base with the current system that we have at the moment. So, as you may notice, in the case of tournaments, players get grouped together with others of roughly the same stage of account progression to make their competition fairer. But that's not been the case for events so far, where the point milestones are equal for everyone. However, taking into account different needs and capabilities of different players, especially new ones, we're going to introduce a more flexible approach to events. Some of them might feature more accessible milestones for beginners along with rewards, more appropriate for player demands at the game stage. On the other hand, more seasoned raid veterans might face more challenging milestones with more valuable rewards. Not all events will have their milestones variation though, and we will need some time to collect data and your feedback before settling down on events grouping settings. Now, there are a couple of concerns here as well that I have. If I'm a free-to-play player that I've been playing the game for 2 years and I'm considered a veteran player, I probably don't want to have a bigger milestone, you know what I mean? Because that means that I need to invest more resources into it, and probably the rewards that we're gonna get all around, they might not be that great. So this could be a problem. It's not 100% sure that that's going to be the case, but just by the way they kind of like worded veterans, that might mean that free-to-play players will get a bit screwed here. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to get to see how exactly they're planning to do everything, what it means extra milestones, how much work we got to put into it. If we're going to have similar events like Dungeon Diver events, so instead of completing it at 4,000 points, I'm giving you roughly numbers, I can't remember how many there were. Instead of completing it at 4,000 points with 3 days, you complete it at 5,500 with 5 days. So that's actually a much better thing, the second version. 5 days for 5,500 points, more rewards as well, instead of completing 4,000 points in 3 days. You know, so it does require us to kind of like invest more, but you have extra days to do it. In those extra days, you're getting extra free rewards. In a way, you'll be like, well, I still need to farm the other dungeon, or I still need to do the other thing, which is fine because we never have a Farm the Dragon event. You know, they're all tournaments. So when we're gonna have a Dungeon Divers, we're gonna have a tournament going on at the same time. Now, this is only for this sort of event. What about summoning rush? Okay, we're gonna have to summon more shards. What about leveling up gear, artifact enhancement? We're gonna have to level up more gear to complete the entire thing. So for this, I feel like it might be a bit of a bad idea. I'm very curious to see though, like from a different perspective, I kind of want to have more rewards in events, like in a Dungeon Diver. Yeah, I do want to have more rewards because most of the days I'm farming more dungeons and I'm completing that event very fast, and I feel like, okay, it's nothing else to do. But then this is a spender's perspective, and I feel like spenders are kind of like, what, 20% in the entire game. The rest will probably be free to play, or roughly like that. I have no idea, honestly, what's the percentage. There are definitely lots of spenders as well, don't get me wrong. But the whole idea is that, yeah, that sounds good, but if the free-to-play players will kind of like get messed up here, I feel like this is definitely not gonna be a great idea. I'm curious to see how they're gonna manage it. Hopefully, they're gonna find the right balance, and they're gonna increase the days as well, so we actually get to collect more resources in order to complete the events. You know, if they're doing that, it's gonna be fine, most probably. Now, moving over to the clarification on coins with the Heroes Pet event, the one that I just showed you before. While we're on the topic of events, let's briefly touch upon the way Heroes Pet events relate to events proper. So long story short, they don't. As Heroes Pet activity grants you a distinct type of resource, coins which are not the same as event points, tournament points, or clan versus clan tournament points. Therefore, reaching milestones in the Heroes Pet doesn't count towards the progression of missions that stipulate accumulating a certain number of points in events or tournaments. Now, this sounds a bit stupid at the same time, and the reason for it is, what if right now I would have a champion training tournament, right? So at the moment, I have a champion training tournament. Let's just imagine that, okay? I would have a champion training tournament. And then I have the Heroes Pet. Now, while I'm doing both of these things, I'm gonna get points for both of them. I'm gonna get coins for one, and I'm gonna get tournament points for one. I don't think there's a way for you to stop that. The only thing I see happening is, if we have a hero pet that requires us to get coins from training champions, they're gonna make sure we don't have a champion training tournament, or we don't have a champion training event. So like that, yes, that will make sense, because they're gonna avoid in grouping those events that are giving you points from both of the directions, you know? If no, I just don't imagine how am I gonna select give me coins instead of points. Don't give me points, give me coins because I want to complete that first, or it kind of doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what happened in the first event because I was away. I actually didn't complete it. I haven't played it at all. Let me know in the comments down below if was some sort of confusion before, because the way they're just saying this related to the one that we just have right now, it kind of like makes no sense whatsoever. New Play and Play feature, we have the Dark Team available, guys, plus the Discord status, which is not a big deal whatsoever. We have tons of community activities. Feel free to check them out if you're interested. And the next CVC, of course, will be with personal rewards. So get ready to get wrecked. The main thing that I wanted to cover is the new grouping player for events. Very curious to see how they're doing it. Very curious to know what you guys think about it. You think it's going to be a great idea to get to do more work for more rewards, especially if you're free to play and you gotta manage your resources properly for fusions and things. How is this going to affect you? What do you think? But that was all for this video, guys. Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.